Hey guys, it's Jason. I'm back here at MRS Hobby. We are going to continue work today on the Apocalypse T'au Vanguard Detachment box set. We wrapped up our Riptide already, and now we're going to start on the Commander. This model has a lot of different options of weapons and all kinds of stuff that we can. It even has two like configurations on the jetpack. So there's this Cold Star battlesuit, and then there's the Enforcer battlesuit, and they have different move profiles based on what jetpacks, and they also have limitations to what weapons have to be taken based on what you choose. So you can see here as we kind of thumb through the instructions that it's got you starting on the legs, and then the upper body, and then as you're putting the drones together, and then it gets over to this subsection of either the Cold Star, and then so the instructions for the Cold Star are the next couple of pages, or the Enforcer, which are then like these next few pages. This is a really cool model. It's a really powerful unit in the T'au Empire forces. So since I'm building this in particular for my army, I am going to build the Enforcer because I already have two of these Cold Star battle suits. And the Cold Stars are cool, but you don't need you don't need that many of them. So I'm going to go ahead and build it as an Enforcer. And so we'll go ahead and get started. Again, this model is set up by Games Workshop to have be in a static position. I think that like I always do, I'm gonna probably stray away from that static position and just go and find something that looks kind of cool. The last one I built looks kind of like he's like kneeling down, and he's got his kind of fist in the air. It's kind of a cool pose. A lot of times I'll just look on the internet for, I don't know, like Iron Man's a good one in terms of posing, where you can find some cool stuff to give you ideas on how to get it so it's not just kind of standing there. So that being said, let's see if I can maybe find something here really quick on my phone, if I can get service back here. We could do something like this too. There is a flight stand for this model. It will be the really long, kind of skinny one like this. So we could pose him up in the air like he was jumping or about to land or whatever. This is the pose I did on my other one. It's kind of a kneeling and arms up. That one was pretty fun. Could do something like this one. It might be kind of fun. You just kind of have to dry fit and test these things before you start gluing parts together. to see if it will actually work. So that said, let's go ahead and start clipping out these leg bits. So alright, let's see. And again, the Games Workshop models, the sprues are not lettered. All the sprues are numerical, but the numbers aren't repeated unless the parts are repeated, obviously. So I usually don't look for the numbers. It's easier for me to just pick out the parts. So that's the first step, and then it's got the leg part, which is 17 and 13. The nice thing about all these battle suits is once since we built the Riptide, they're kind of similar in the way they look, so it's kind of easy to kind of pick out the parts that are gonna go together. But these are the parts that we need for 1A. They just kind of fit together, and again we've got there's a little nub right here to make this, the static look, and then that little nub right there, you can clip that off unless you want it to be the static look on this as well. And there's a nub there. So it kind of fits down into the socket like that. But if we're going to do something that's more like that picture, we're going to need a little bit more flexibility out of the foot. So we're going to want to tip it way back, and we might need to tip this out more and clip that off so it's more out like that. But we'll just go ahead and start cleaning up the bits. Actually clipped pretty good. Not a lot to clean up. You gotta be careful not to glue this thing on backwards. It keeps I keep wanting to put the wrong one, put it in there the wrong way. So be careful you don't do that. I mean, if you think of it like a calf muscle, it wouldn't glue like that, right? Like, so this would be the calf muscle. So you want to make sure that's on the back of the leg, and then you can kind of put it in there. You also want to make sure you don't like hyperextend, like that your knee wouldn't bend like that. So there should be a range of motion that you are considering if you do clip the the bit off that makes it kind of static. So just be careful of that. And I'm going to do kind of like I did with the Riptide. I'm just not going to glue the foot on until I'm ready to do final posing. But I will kind of glue on this. This model too, if you make it fly, I think it's kind of a cool look to kind of have the foot down like so. So it looks kind of like, you know, he's not, oh, I'm standing in the air, more, you know, like that. So I think I might make this a jumping model. I think that'll be a little bit fun. So we'll call that good for that leg now, and we'll clip out the bits for the other leg. All right, those are our bits. See if I brought my mold line remover. I did not. That is unfortunate. But one thing that's kind of cool, if you don't have your mold line remover, you can use the blunt end of your X-Acto knife, and it kind of works the same. Just got to be careful not to, you know, whenever you're using a hobby knife, not to wound yourself. But it basically works the same as the mold line remover. So if you get in a pinch, you can always use that. Good. It doesn't make that horrible sound that the mold line remover does too. I don't know why, but maybe that's a hobby hack. We'll just forget the mold line remover and just use the back of your X-Acto blade. Alright, we're ready to glue these together. Well, I pulled the thing out of my glue and now I can't get it back in there. There we go. Alright, see if it'll come out now. now. Again, mind the calf. I think I'm going to have him kind of jumping where one foot is kind of, or one leg is kind of up like this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that one in like that. Wrong way again. Believe me, if there's a wrong way to glue it on, the first time I try to do it, I'll glue it on the wrong way. It's just exactly what I'll do. All right, so yeah, I think for today we're just gonna get these. You know, we've got an idea for the pose. We've got our legs glued, and I think the idea for the pose is gonna look kind of like he's jumping up. So I'll have this little foot kind of angled down, and then this one will be kind of up, just like he was kind of leaping up. And we'll use the flight stand that comes with the model. It just kind of plugs into the back. We'll see that in a later section, but that's how we'll hold him up aloft, and that'll be good. So video 1 for the T'au Commander. We've got the legs ready to go, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.